A very good afternoon and good morning if you are watching from the US, where the market opened just less than 2 hours ago. Welcome to this update from the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. If in the US, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and then let's just get into it. It's a busy day in the market, midweek busy day. Let's see how the stocks are performing. Busy day always in the market, especially midweek. The market does not like to be stagnant. Investors always want to get straight to business. So let's see what's been going on in the American markets. It's been up and down because of the Iranian war, US and Israel striking Iran. So markets have been unstable right now. So this is both the New York and Nasdaq, and also so that both are combined together. At the moment, Big Bear Holdings is stable, no changes in its stock price, in its share price. Let us see who else is stable. US market right now. Right, let's see the top movers at the moment. Canfile Biography Group Incorporated is up by 10%. USBC is up by 10.57%, 3.55%. That is USB. Kama Group, the shares are up by over 2%. Kama Group, the shares are up by over 2%. FWC Corporation, the shares are up by over 1.7%. That is FMC Corporation, the shares are up by over 1%. Aeon Biopharmaceutical, the shares are down by just 1.19%. Bloom Energy, the shares are down by over 1%, and it is going for $296.61. That is Bloom Energy. The shares are down by over 1%, going for $296. That is Bloom Energy. Semiconductor, GTC Semiconductor, the shares are down by over 2%, going down over 2%. Mueller Industries is down by 3.53%. The shares are trading for $59 at the moment. Astra Incorporation, the shares are down by over 4%. And then Khalid Biotherapy, the shares are down by over 7%. That is how those are the top gainers and top losers at the moment. Top gainers, Aeon Biopharmaceutical is down by over 1%. SOS Limited, it's up in value by over 2%. SON is up by over 2%. Clamor, remember Clamor Pharmaceutical, Clamor Group PLC, it's up by over 2%, trading for $20.90. That is Clamor Group. Grinder Incorporated, it's up, it's doing really well now, going for over 10% appreciation, and the value is trading for $15.90. That is that one. And then Can-Fight Biopharmaceutical, it's up by 47%. This is incredible. It really appreciated in value. I'm going to check the position of some other less known shares in the market so that you see what is going on in the American market. There are other lesser known stocks. Remember, the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. It's really big, so you have all the top companies there. So some are not known, some are very popular, some are not known. Lithium America, it's down by over just 0.12%. Lithium America, it's down in value by just 0.12% and it's trading right now for just less than $4. That's Lithium America. Pro shares Bitcoin. Bitcoin shares are doing really good. This is an ETF. Pro shares Bitcoin is up in value by just 1%. Just 1% of Big Bear holding, like I said, the shares are up in value by just over 1%. LTC Properties. LTC Properties is a real estate investment trust. They pay out every month. If you're a shareholder, they pay regularly because it's a real estate investment trust. They are up, the shares are up by over 1%, going for $38. That is LTC Properties. Main Street is also up slightly by just 1%, and the shares are going for $52.47. That is Main Street. Van Neck Vectors, the shares are also up. So it's been like a good day for the American stocks. The shares are going up. Realty Income, it is up by 0.56%. The shares are going for $62.00, $62.08. That is Realty Income Corporation. That is it. PayPal is also doing well. PayPal, many of you use PayPal for processing payment. PayPal is up in value by 3.7%. PayPal is up in value by over 3%. The shares are trading for $44.78. That is PayPal. So if you use PayPal to process payment, to buy stuff, consider on the long-term part of your strategy to be a shareholder in PayPal. And like I said, at a future masterclass, I'm going to show you how you can grab some of these shares, whether in Nigeria or in the New York or in America, so that you're not just using services, you have a tiny stake as well. It's also a good Shell is down in value by over 1%. The shares of Shell are down at the moment, going for $76.48. Shell PLC is down in value at the moment, going for $76 a share, $76.48. Total ETF. This is a good stock to have because this is an ETF, TIDA ETF rather, because it's an exchange traded fund, is a combination of stocks. So your investment is not exposed because this sort of ETF, they have is a basket of stocks. So you are not, they pick stocks and then combine together to have them under one ETF. So TIDA ETF is down in value by 0.57%, going for $148.17. That is still a good one. Also, let me check where SpaceX is. S&P 500 Vanguard is down by 0.13%. S&P 500 Vanguard is also something you should consider as part of your long-term investment, because S&P 500, this is a fund that tracks 500 of the top 500 companies in the US. So if you have a share in a company like this, in a fund like this, you are not exposed. It's a good stock to have because S&P 500 tracks 500 American companies. So if you're a shareholder, at the end of the year, you're not going to lose money because out of the 500 companies that this fund tracks, definitely some of them we do well. US total stock is down slightly by 0%, is going for $370. $370. S&P 500 is going for $687. It is down by 0 point something percent. So, but you can be a fractional shareholder, okay? You can have fractional parts, but don't jump into investing just. It's good to know the market, listen to the news, see how they're performing, check trends. Don't just put money in any stock, especially foreign stocks, even though it's American, but it is good to list. You can watch for like 6 months before you decide whether this is for me or not. So do not jump into investing. SpaceX, the darling of the market, that is Mr. Elon Musk, the one that just came to the market. It is down. It's been up and down over the past couple of days, and this is not uncommon because markets go up and down. So SpaceX is down right now by over 6%. Remember, the American market just opened. It's less than 3 hours that is open, so because of time difference. But SpaceX is down by over 6%, going for $160.49. SpaceX is down, Shell is down, Tidal ETF is down, S&P 500 Vanguard is down. US total stock index. US total stock is also something as good for your portfolio because it also tracks the entire US or the companies on the US stock market. This one is called US total stock fund. It is down at the moment by 0.29%. The share is going for $370.41. That is that. So some are down, some are up. But remember, if you are thinking of a long-term investment, consider SpaceX and some of these tracker funds because SpaceX is new in the market and the fluctuations will be there up and down. But remember how Zoom was before COVID. Remember how Google was in the early days. So SpaceX, because now they are thinking that very soon, in the next couple of years, human beings should be going on holiday to space. They're looking at taking many of us on holiday to space. So right now, the stock price is at the bare bottom, even though it's just still going for $160. It will experience fluctuations, but it's something you should think about because space travel is something which they are considering that in the next 10, 15 years or thereabout, space travel will be something that will be common to people, just like you're going to New York or you're going to America or going to Dubai. So remember, just think back 10, 15 years ago, nobody was talking of Dubai. So SpaceX, right now that is in the market, before you think of traveling to space in 10 years' time, it would be good to grab some of the shares and you can start small. You don't have to buy now. But like I said, think about it before you're thinking of space travel so that if you are a shareholder, right now when it is still new in the market, it's less than 1 month in the market that Elon Musk brought this IPO to the market. So think about that. So right now is one of the losers for now. It's down in value by 6%. But remember, the American market just opened. It's early day. Things change in the day. And of course, it might take off in the next couple of weeks. So it might take months before this share take off. But it's something you should consider, especially if for any reason you are thinking of going on holiday in space in 5 years' time. It would be good to be a shareholder of the company which will be transporting people to space. So if holiday in space is on your to-do list, think about it. But right now, Shell is down as well by over 1%, 1.3%, going for $76. ETF, Europe ETF is down by 0.896%. S&P 500, like I said, S&P 500 is a tracker fund that tracks 500 American companies. So if you've never invested in the stock market, think long term. Have this at the back of your mind. Don't jump into the market now, but just watch. But a thing like S&P 500 is the sort of stock you want on your wish list because it tracks 500 American companies. So there is no way you can lose money when you invest in a stock like S&P 500. So thank you. That is it for now from the American market, from New York and Nasdaq. Thank you for joining. I'll see you with another update tomorrow. Grab a cup of tea or coffee or something cold and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.